I'm here to talk about the board game Marrakech, not to be confused with the board game Marrakech. This one has a CH. Roll the intro thingy.
To play Marrakech, each player is going to take 12 of their colored rugs, 5 of the gold coins, and 5 of the silver coins. Then you're going to place a psalm in the middle of the board. On your turn, you're going to take 2 actions. You're going to move, and you're going to place a rug. Before you roll the dice to move, you can turn a psalm 90 degrees. Meaning you can turn them left or right, but never fully around. Once you've decided his facing, you roll the dice, and you move him the number of slippers displayed on the dice. In this case, 2. 1, 2. When you place the rug, you can place it on any space adjacent to a psalm, orthogonally speaking, meaning up, down, left, or right. Then you can choose which way you want it to face. But one of the halves of the rug have to be touching that spot. You can never go off the board when you place your rug. Once you've placed your rug, you're going to pass the dice to the next player, and it's going to be his turn. If a psalm were to ever to go off the board, you would simply follow this path of this half circle, which will lead you back onto the board. The only exceptions are on these 2 corners that have the 3/4 circles. You just follow the path until you are done rotating. If you ever land on a rug that is not yours, you have to pay your opponent for each connected square on that rug. In this case, it's 2. Nothing to see here. In the interest of giving a broader example, if you were to land on a space where the dice is at, you would pay 3 because the red rug covers up half the blue rug. But if you were to land on this red spot right here, you would have to pay the red player a whopping 10 coins. If at any point you cannot pay somebody, you are eliminated from the game. When you place a rug over an opponent's rug, you can only cover up 1/2 at a time. So you could not lay the rug to where it perfectly covered your opponent's single rug. You could, however, place your rug to where it covers 2 spots of 2 separate rugs from the same opponent. At the end of the game, you're going to count up all your coins, and you're going to add up the total number of rugs you have on top, so meaning the rugs that are visible. Each square is worth 1 coin. Whoever has the most combined coins at the end of the game wins.
I put Marrakech in one of those cozy, simple, fun board game categories. The component quality is great, from the felt rugs to the oversized chunky dice that has slippers on it instead of pips. A psalm is fun to move around, and the choice that you can only turn him 90 degrees. There's something about when game designers limit the players in really clever ways that adds a lot to a game. And they understood this when they designed this game. But at first, you're just rolling dice, moving, placing carpets, but then the game gets interesting, because then it's like, oh, should I put it here to connect to my web of carpets, ever-growing web of carpets, or do I place it over here to block my opponents hopefully keeping them from getting scores at the end of the game. Also, there is something very satisfying about when you leave, the way he comes back into the board. I love seeing when they will use the art on the board game to reinforce a mechanic, and these corner pieces are fun too. This is one of the common mistakes I see board games make, and they happen in this one. It is borderline unforgivable, but in order to be objective, I'm only going to take a point off the final score. But guys, you gotta start learning your lessons. Why no green? Marrakech isn't trying to be something more than what it is. It knows what it wants to be. It wants to be an area control game where you get to choose the direction you're going to go, roll the dice, hope you get numbers that benefit you, make your opponents pay you. This is why, for me, this is an easy 7 out of 10. Would be 8, but no green. Anyway, that's going to be all the time I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take the initiative and roll out.